first few years of college, I threw every single day.
Of course you want to be a champion. Of course you want to be working towards winning titles.
Be happy, but never satisfied.
Better than ever.
We are live in Oshawa, Ontario, where Ultimate Canada recognized the lands on which we gather today are covered under the Williams Treaties and the rest within the traditional territory of the Mississaugas, a branch of the Anishinaabe Nation, which also includes Algonquin, Chippewa, Odawa, Ojibwe, and Potawatomi. So, welcome to this last live webcast here in Oshawa, Ontario. We are live at National Championship C4UC. My name is Etienne Fournier.
And my name is Yifan Wong. My pronouns are she, her, and elle. And we are very excited to kind of watch this team. For some of you who were watching yesterday, this is a rematch that's happening. And in the show yesterday, OJ Cup from Ontario beat Prime Penguins 13-9. So
and how hard it is, Yifan, to beat the same team twice in the same tournament, and that will be quite a challenge for the Ontario team to repeat their victory from yesterday.
Yes. So this should be a really exciting race. I talked to the Prime Penguin coach just right before, and he said the team is hungry to play this team again, and they do want to beat them.
Well, looking forward for this final, so thanks for joining us. I'm sure there will be a ton of action while we're seeing the captains flipping the disc in order to decide who will initiate the opening pool of this junior final that will present Prime Penguins from BC that will wear the grayish jerseys, while OJ Cup from Ontario, mainly Ottawa, will be wearing the white jerseys. As Yifan mentioned earlier in this tournament, OJ Cup have won their matchup against Prime Penguins by a score of 13-9. Both of these teams have won their semifinal in quite a straightforward way by either 9 or 10 points difference versus their opponent. We are live, OJ Cup on the receiving end. Gobey to Berube to Gobey. Gobey hammers across the field. Was that caught in? Looking for a confirmation. Shannon, no, she was just on the line. Looking to reset. Great bid by the Penguin defender. A little too short. Gobey lands inbound. Was that? Yes, we are confirming the first point by OJ Cup, which is an offense hold. We have seen the last time these two teams met some kind of a wall defense from the OJ Cup team, which caused some trouble to the Penguins.
Yes, they have had conversations about it, discussions about how to play against it, and they're really eager to try it out. And in this defense, what we saw here was also that kind of poachy zone they were doing.
Great vertical back goal against Yuan from the Penguins, facing off Mooring, which is probably the taller participant in this junior division this weekend. Ottawa, or Ontario I should say, scoring a second consecutive point, first break point of this final. Number 77, Kate Clement, scoring for her team. 2-0 for the white jerseys. Penguins. McCullough in the corner to UN. McCullough having to dive to secure that disc. Going Blady across the field. Oh, just Yuen could not handle that disc with his left hand. It just rolled out of his hands. Number 60, Dagler, will put the disc back into play for Ontario. Alexander with the disc, going hammer across the field. And defended by number 23, Grace Liu, in a great vertical battle against Hillary Bohms-Edwards. McCullough flicking it to Yuen, quickly moving the disc. McCullough again. It was a travel call. The wall is setting up for the white jerseys. How will the Penguins respond? Liu with the disc, looking for a reset. Number 5, Sophie Bélanger, wearing the white jerseys, acting as the rabbit, putting pressure on the mark. McCullough with the jazzy little backhand. Blady jazzy. I don't know how to describe that throw.
No idea,
Just
but
like
number 4 was just kind of hanging out in that in the end zone, just waiting for it to come in. So his patience
like
paid off.
A softball motion, but with the disc. How creative was that? Nonetheless, Prime Penguins finding a hole in OJ's Cup wall in order to score their first point of this grand final. Great bid by number 9, but just a little shy from Zito Fong. Berube with the disc, midfield. Marked by number 16, Miles Wong. The two number 16 matching up in this final. Berube jumping into the end zone in order to secure OJ Cup third point of the game. Now leading by 2.
One of the things that the Prime Penguins coach had told me before the game was that 4-on-4 is not a format they really play out in BC. So this has been a bit of a learning experience for them. And I think they're doing really, really well.
Well, not a bad performance, reaching the final. Even though they are not familiar with the format. That's an achievement. Penguins with
and
the
this
disc.
is that zone D we were talking about, where they're protecting an area of the field rather than a person match defense.
Clement acting as the rabbit, forcing the disc while the other 3 players defending a zone. It's kind of a diamond zone with the tall 41 moorings, patrolling deep in the field, straight in the middle, getting some traction here. Jan feeding number 23, Liu. Liu to Jan, the wall is set. Penguins looking for some hole to create some hole.
That's a
miscued.
mismatch.
McCullough was reaching out to Ma, but Ma was not expecting that pass.
I think there's, when you can talk through how to defeat it, it's very different than actually playing it out.
Great bid by Marshall, but I think it was caught out of bounds, unfortunately. Well, what a great layout.
And they're right on the doorstep, but they have set up the wall.
The wall is set, no rabbit, although, but here's the rabbit, the Blady to Ma on the line of the end zone. McCullough faking it, attacking the left-hand side. Jan, great pivot work, trying to find a hole to create some space. Blady throw to Ma, but just a little out of reach. So far, OJ Cup wall has been creating a lot of trouble to the Penguins. Mooring with the disc. Hammer across the field. Marshall catches it and dishes it quickly to number 77, Kate Clement, for OJ Cup. Fourth point, their second break point of this final for the junior division here in Oshawa, Ontario. So as you mentioned, Yifan, creating a hole in that wall, theoretically speaking, it's pretty straightforward. You have to make the wall move, but practically speaking, that's another story.
Yes, and they have to also, by the time they get down maybe even halfway, the wall's already set up, and you can see that here. So it's a lot about, you know, how much space you're creating. They have 2 in the end zone right now and 2 handlers back. Oh.
McCullough.
Well, that's exactly what you need to do. You already have 2 back, so you have 2 of the people in the wall who are blocking those people specifically, and then you create space for somebody else to come in.
So the wall had forgotten McCullough just for a split second, and the Penguins were able to take advantage of that situation. Berube with the disc in the corner, scoobering it to his teammate, number 13, Gabay, but turn. Well defended by the Penguins. Colin Wu will put the disc back into play. Just catching, just making sure the disc is okay. Disc was a little wobbly after the last defense, so just gonna change it to make sure it doesn't impact the player's intention with the throws. Want to make sure everything is set up right before we put the disc back into play. Here we are. Stuck on the sideline. The Penguins wanting to move quick before the wall is set, which is still like Ontario will be playing a person-to-person defense, changing their defense. Whoa, what a great grab by number 16, Wong, laying it out, but miscuing, giving the disc back into number 3's hand from Ontario, Boulanger. But another defense by the Penguin squad. They will be 5 yards shy from the end zone.
So this should be interesting to see. If they're setting up the wall, they seem to have changed it to a person defense, and they just made the score.
For some reason, the strategy was to hold on the person-to-person defense.
Yes.
Penguins were able to take advantage of it. At least they found a solution quite easy than when you have to deal with a wall defense. Nonetheless, OJ Cup leading by 1 right now. Great grab, Mooring, granting the white jerseys another point, taking a 2-point lead back in this first half. 2 break points were scored by OJ Cup, while only 1 was scored for the Prime Penguins from BC. As we mentioned, OJ Cup team from Ontario, or for most of them, are based out of the Ottawa region. McCullough dishing it to Jan.
And this is that zone defense that they've been playing when they've been field, like midfield.
OJ Cup with a zone-ish defense. When you're playing a wall and you have somebody as tall as Mooring.
And
now it's number 4, Rex Yuen, getting himself open in order to provide his team their 4th point, making this game a 1-point game. Junior Division National Championship. Who will go back home with a gold medal? We'll have the answer to this question in the next half hour or so. OJ Cup moving upward. Boulanger with the disc, resetting it to Shannon. Quickly feeding Gabay, nice flick, floaty, oh! But it rolled out of Shannon's hands She was in a great position, but still had to jump. And unfortunately, she just pushed the disc out of bounds. Penguins countering strike with a great pass, but just out of reach of number 36, Brian Wong, who opened himself for a long threat, but the disc was just out of bounds. Berube feeding Boulanger. Now Shannon on the sideline. Was that cut in?
And there's a call here from Brielle Wong, number 36. She's calling it out.
Hard to say.
So as we say, line is out, unlike in tennis.
It will go back. No one is sure, so everybody agrees. We will go back where the initial pass was made without further ado. Berube attacking the break side.
Oh, such great height on that.
Great jump by number 13, Gobey. Berube once again. Great pivot, fakes, attacking the break again, reaching out to Gobey. Gobey. Oh!
What an interception.
Block. Wong laying it out to block that disc. Wu with the disc going sideways. The wall has been set.
And they have that wall set up again.
Boulanger acting as the rabbit.
Oh!
Quickly, great disc movement by the Penguins, resolving OJ's Cup wall, tying the game to 5s. About midway through this first half, we have started at 3:05, and it's now 3:20, so we're 15 minutes into this final. Moorings feeding Marshall. Marshall looking for an option. Find Clement. Clement flicking it to number 20, Coy Brooks. Ontario back in the lead with a great offense execution.
So from the last couple of points scored by Prime Penguins, I think they figured out how to get around that wall, so it must give them some confidence moving forward. So even though they're down by 1, I think they probably feel a lot better about this game than yesterday.
McCullough going long, shooting for XUN, but he was well guarded by number 60, Daigler, who will put the disc back into play at his own goal line. Finds Alexander, flicking it to Daigler, catching it with his left hand. Couple of yards shy of the end zone, looking for an option, going resets. Alexander now feeding number 5, Bélanger. Bélanger going on the left side to Bohm Edwards. Now Daigler again. Oh, with a floaty flick break side, but I think, is there a call, or she just can't believe she dropped that? I think she just can't believe she dropped it. No call. Hammer across the field, floaty, and it's being caught. Dana Jen procuring the Penguins their 6th point. Once again, we are tied in this junior championship game. I'm just amazed how quickly, even though these are junior players, they can adapt very, very quickly. Of course, there's an amazing job from the coaching staff, but you just gotta acknowledge the talent of all these athletes while we see number 13, Théo Gobey, jumping in the end zone to give OJ Cup their 7th point.
A lot of these Prime Penguin players have come out from the Eclipse program, and there are 4 U20 Canadian team players on the women's It's a very, very strong team.
UN. The wall is set. McCullough. No movement. Here you go, McCullough attacking the line. Liu. But blocked by number 20, Brooks. Quickly, Marshall moving upward. Looking for an option. Flicking it to Clement. On the sideline, Marshall attacking the line. Going across. Mooring. Offering himself as a target of the line, but no, Marshall will be the option chosen by Clement. Marshall pivoting. Looking for something. Tons of traffic around Marshall. Mooring now with the disc. Midfield. Losing some yardage, but still in control of the disc. Marshall on the sideline. Flicking it to Mooring. Losing more yardage. Oh, what a great reading by McCullough. The great layout grab to intercept that pass. They were taking their time. They were not aware that McCullough was just awaiting. He smelled blood. And he stole that disc away. Bladey, nasty blade, but
and I believe
very
it's the
well
same
defended.
person who made that block earlier. It's the same point. It's been a very, very long point.
Brooks making that defense. Marshall with the disc.
Oh, there's a call. There's a call up the field at the start. As we've mentioned before, it's a self-officiated game. So the players are to sort out differences on the field.
Clement will put the disc back into play at their own goal line, finding Mooring, midfield. Great pivot work. Oh, miscue.
That's a miscue.
He expected number 20, Brooks, to go on his left-hand side, but she changed direction at the last second. McCullough with the disc, dishing it for a reset. Finding UN, but the halftime horn was heard. So we will stop the game with a score of 7-6 in favor of OJ Cup.
I'm sure the people that are most relieved for that horn must be the players that were just on the field, because that was a very, very long point. A lot of turns back and forth and a lot of hustle happening, but which also means they're very tired.
A lot of action, also a lot of intensity that was displayed by both of the team. And how interesting is it that you know, OJ Cup have tried to play a wall, but the Penguins seems to have resolved the wall challenge that they had to face. And we saw OJ Cup transitioning from a person-to-person defense, and now sometimes they try the wall, go back to a person-to-person. Very, very interesting approach by the white jerseys.
Yes, and I'm sure during this halftime they'll probably be discussing that a bit more, trying to figure out, would they want to keep with it? Do they want to change to adjust something? I mean, we're just now starting to get like a point for point, you know, trading back and forth. And this is kind of what should be expected. But this is a great matchup from West Coast all the way over from Vancouver to challenge OJ Cup from Ottawa. So not very far from here. But this is a really interesting matchup that, like I said before, Prime Penguins don't really, and actually BC Ultimate, they just don't play 4-on-4. So this has been a really good learning experience for them, and just a fun way to kind of learn a new way to play this sport.
So will the junior gold medal division, will it drive back home, or will it fly back home the direction west? We'll know in about a little over 20 minutes from now, and we'll take also this opportunity to send a huge kudos to all the coaches out there, all the parents, all the chaperones, everybody who made that event a reality for all those wonderful athletes.
And just while we're getting ready, just want to maybe do a roster call for Prime Penguins. They're coached by Alexander and Victoria Lamb. And on the player roster, we have Brielle Wong, 36, Colin Wu, 97, Danae Jan, 7, Grace Liu, 23, Griffin McCullough, 5, Isabel Russell, 11, Kato Squants, 13. Kobe Ma, 2. Lauren Zito Feng, 9. Miju Lee, 0. Miles Wong, 16. And Rex Yuan, number 4.
The table is set for the second half Junior Division final. OJ Cup from Ontario facing off Prime Penguins from BC. Yuan hammers it to McCullough. He caught it, but was that inbound? It seems like yes, it was inbound. So Penguin striking right off the halftime with their 7th point, making this game once again a tight game.
Yes, that was a really, really strong and aggressive point that was made. And I think that this is exactly what they need to do to stay in this game.
OJ Cup with the disc. Now it's Berube. Midfield. Gabe attacking the line, jumping in order to secure the white jerseys. 8th point. Exchanging in Oshawa, Ontario. So for the second half, the 2 points were scored very, very quickly. So how will both team defense address that? Here's the wall, the Maison defense. OJ Cup with number 77 Clement rabbiting. Nice, nasty flick, Blady across the field, finding its way through to Dana Jan. Prime Penguins not allowing the zone defense to set up, tying the game once again to 8.
And that catch was caught very confidently by Jan, number 7.
Once again, another very quickly point scored. Dagler, the lefty, but this time goes dishing it from the right hand. Now backhand from his left hand, but well defended by number 9, Lorenzito Fong, denying the pass intended to Sophie Bélanger. Person-to-person defense from OJ Cup. Penguins on the sideline being forced flick. Now changing the force to home. Wong with the disc.
He can take all the time he needs because there's nobody there doesn't seem to be the switch as quickly. The person who is playing rabbit.
Wu to Wong. Now Wu again. Oh, nice.
That was exactly
backhand
what was
with
needed.
just the exact angle it required in order to find his receiver. So Penguins taking the lead with a break point, now leading 9-8. First time the Penguins are taking the lead in the game. So is that a tipping point for the final output of the game? There's a timeout call by OJ Cup.
And while they're taking that timeout, want to maybe just name the roster here. So we have quite a lot of support staff. We had Terry Lynn Bélanger, who's been the administrator for the team, coached by Habib Atala and Laura Story and Mike Bélanger. And on the team we have Kate Clement, number 77, Noah Berube, 16, Aiden Alexander, 17, Charlie Boulanger, 3, Hillary Bohm Edwards, 10, Coy Brooks, 20, Lillian Shannon, 21, Owen Dagler, 60, Roth Mooring, 41, Theo Gobet, 13, Mateo Marshall, 0, and Sophie Bélanger, 5. So once again, we would like to thank all the parents, family members, siblings, and the community for supporting all these junior teams that have come out here.
We'd like also to thank all the volunteers making this a success of this event. Also all the Ultimate Canada squad working extremely hard to make all those 24 teams attending this national championship in both senior, junior division a wonderful event to attend. That's a point for OJ Cup, tying the game once again at 9.
And so you can see the OJ Cup is setting up in this kind of zone defense.
McCullough with the disc, going left and right against OJ Cup zone defense. Clement rabbiting the zone, earning some yardage. Now it's Jan with the disc. McCullough again with Clement still tirelessly running left and right, putting some pressure on the disc holder. Liu finding McCullough near the end zone. That's where it's quite challenging. There's not much room, but you have to create room in order to score. McCullough trying to tiptoe inside, but he's shy of a couple of inches. Looking for a reset. Finds Liu. Great block by Marshall. Great anticipation. Great layout. The wall has paid off, at least for this time. Clement putting the disc back into play. Finds Marshall. Now it's Mooring. 4 yards away of the end zone. And it's Shannon attacking the line, providing, oh, is there a call? There was a call. I think we are challenging if she caught it inbound or out of bound. Hard to tell from our point of view. Let's see how the player resolved this call. Mooring, great reenacting. So it seems like the point is confirmed. So OJ Cup taking back the lead 10-9 with this break point. And OJ Cup will apply the zone defense right off the start of this point. Now it's number 21, Shannon, who is rabbiting. Great disc movement by the Penguins. 3 players outside of the end zone. McCullough patrolling, trying to create some room. Oh, Jen! She was able to make sure they forgot about her. She was just right on the far right hand side of the end zone with a precise pass. She was reached to, providing the Penguins their 10th point of the game. And guess what? We are tied once again.
And on that play, if they hadn't gotten it to her, there was also Miju Lee 0 on the other side, completely open.
Marshall, Shannon, Mooring, flicking, floating, but out of bound. Penguins with a break opportunity. It's a one-on-one defense. Oh, well read by number 36.
Brielle
Wong. Dishing it back as a reset. For Miles Wong. Going to Brielle Wong. Now Brielle Wong has the disc. Great pivot. Trying to create some space in order to resolve the wall defense. Apply by OJ Cup. So far, they were able to resolve it. Will they be able to resolve it this time? Wu with the disc. Break side pass to Wong, but oh, unfortunate drop by Miles Wrong. So the number of pass had finally had a reason over the Penguins. Now Shannon with the disc, miscuing to Kate Clement. Penguins will have another opportunity for a break.
So we're watching them set up, and they seem to have abandoned the zone, and they've now gone to person matching defense. There's a call made. I think it's a travel call just on the side.
We still have a lot of time to play good ultimate. But right now, we are tied at 10. It's a one-on-one defense played by the white jersey, but this pass will, without any doubt, land out of bound.
So there's an injury call by Wong, number 16. Oh, no, or not.
Seems like Wong will stay on the field. Clement will put the disc back into play, feeding Marshall on the opposite side. Clement offering herself as a reset, but no, Shannon.
And there's
or
a
Brooks.
pick call on the field.
Brooks was by herself, and the reason is that number 9, Zito Fong, her defender, was victim of a pick. Marshall with the disc. Mooring, midfield, pivoting, finding Brooks. Great flick, but no. Intercepted by Miles Wong. Quickly feeding Wu. Wu going long, floaty, but out of bound.
Just a bit too high, that one.
And a timeout call by what seems to be probably the longest point we've seen.
It is a very, very long point.
I believe that was the team's second timeout. And they are
So there's... So they probably just needed a break at this point, which is totally understandable, because we've had the last few points have been battles. You know, there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of drops. Some of them unforced errors, either throwing it too far, too high, or the person just not managing to catch it, even though they're able to touch.
So time-wise, Yifan, we have started this game at 3:05, if I'm not mistaken. It's a 45-minute long game. So there's probably less than 9 minutes left.
Exactly. There's
to the game.
Less than 9 minutes. It's tied at this point. I think it's just a matter of attrition of who can last and score the last point before the horn goes for the end of the game.
Very hard to predict who will go home with a gold medal. Will it be the Prime Penguins from BC or OJ Cup from Ontario? Your call is as good as mine. Mooring with the disc midfield, feeding Marshall along the sideline. Going hammer out. Actually, number 97 out race Mooring. What a great effort by Colin Wu. Now he finds Miles Wong. Wong marked by Marshall. Wu once again to Wong. Wong along the sideline to Brielle. Wong flicking it.
Oh,
well caught by number 9, Lawrence Zito Fong. The Penguins, their 11th point of the game, responding with a break point, I'm sorry.
And on that point, just that last maybe minute in particular, there was a lot of great handling from the two Wongs that were on the team. Brielle Wong and Miles Wong.
Bilby hitting Boulanger. Now it's Gobeil. Gobeil to Bérubé. Oh, great bid on defense, but it's number 3, Boulanger. The pass was slightly behind her, so she could not handle it. But still, there was a ton of pressure on defense. Jan with the disc, resetting sideways to Yuen. Yuen flicking it to McCullough. He's defended by Bérubé. Great matchup. Penguins with the disc. Zito Fong going. Oh, great grab behind her from Jan, and McCullough catching it, tiptoeing it to unsure Penguins. Now have a 2-point lead late in this second half. We're probably less than 6 minutes away from the horn announcing the end of the game.
As we've seen so many times this weekend, the game of 4-on-4 is very fast. Things can change quite quickly, and we're seeing that right now.
You can score 2 points in a matter of 15-20 seconds, so do not take anything for granted at this point. Bérubé finding Mooring. Mooring flicking it to Bélanger. Was she in? Close call. We'll ask for whoever had the best perspective on that. Wong seems to argue that.
The cone did get kicked out of the way, so
she was called just outside the end zone. Mooring now with this. Hammer it to Bélanger, but defended.
That was great height once again from Miles Wong, number 16.
That was a little ambitious as a decision from Mooring, but very well defended by Miles Wong. Miju Lee with the disc. Quick, was that shot inbound or out of bound? Bérubé claims it's like it was out of bound. Wu is not sure. So
it goes back to.
The disc goes back to the initial thrower. Great pass.
Great possession.
Colin Wu second. Oh, Bérubé very well read that situation, putting his hand low in order to block the disc. Oh, Jacob, he's looking for Mooring. Putting it up in the air for the tall Mooring, but it's a little too high. Unfortunately, it seems like Bérubé had both of his eyes locked on Mooring, was not looking at anything else but a quick point, but it turns out to be a turnover. Lee with the disc.
With possession. She's one of the tiniest players we have here, but she definitely has a commanding presence on the field.
Penguins, midfield, Colin Wu going on the side to Lee.
It looks like they're setting up a little bit of their zone wall already.
Zone defense. Sophie Bélanger taking the very tough duty of rabbiting this zone defense. Bérubé a little poachy to put pressure on a Penguins handler. This reset finds Brielle Wong. Going back to Miles Wong, number 16. Now it's who?
Oh, it looks like they switched to a person defense. Oh!
Was not a bad decision, but unfortunately Wong could not handle that pass. Mooring, once again, well defended. It seems that Bérubé.
Colin Wu, wow, what a jump. What a jump.
Nice, but it seems like Bérubé has eyes only for Mooring. Wong with the disc. Hammers across the field, and no, landing out of bounds. Boulanger or Bélanger will put the disc back into play, resetting to Berube. Feeding, but once again.
Oh, look at this. Interception in the middle of the field.
The Penguins threatening. It's a one-on-one defense. Resetting to Wu. Quickly pass and run. Lee with the disc. Near the end zone, stuck on the sideline. Well marked by Shannon. Resetting to Wu. Marked by Mooring. Breaking the mark, finding Wong on the opposite side of the field. Wong Brielle with the disc. A quick little pass and run, or attacking up the line. And the Penguins scoring their 13th point, now leading by 3 with probably less than a minute to be played in the game.
Wow, that was a great, great comeback. The Prime Penguins have just taken all this momentum with them.
Clement will put the disc back into play. Marshall. Gabay is there. Gabay looking for an option. Feeds Boulanger, and we're hearing the horn!
Wow.
We now have new national champion in the junior division. Prime Penguins from British Columbia will fly home with a gold medal around their necks. Congratulations to the Prime Penguins for their amazing performance here in Oshawa, Ontario, and a huge kudos also for OJ Cup, all the players, all the coaching staff also, all the administrators of the team in order for setting up such an amazing squad to compete in what has been an amazing game. What are your thoughts, Yvonne?
That was amazing. And you know what? Just at the end of the game, I looked down to see the score from yesterday. The game from yesterday, OJ Cup won 13-9, and today it was the opposite direction, but 13-10 for Prime Penguins. Like, this was just an amazing game. I think at a certain point in the game, it could have gone either way. It really could have gone either way, and it was just like Prime Penguins just managed to kind of build up some momentum and take it all the way through to the end of the game, which was amazing to watch. And the fact that they also learned probably a little bit about how to play 4-on-4, and then to be confronted with the cup defense, not the cup, sorry, the wall defense, and as well as that poachy zone.
Yeah.
They managed to get around both of that. So great job for their coaches that they managed to kind of, communicate that within a very short time period.
And once again, we were taking this opportunity to thank all the parents for being with us this afternoon and for supporting their kids in attending this national championship. Thanks also to all the friends and families who probably supported morally or financially all these kids for attending. Thanks to Ultimate Canada for this whole event, and all to the volunteers also. It has been a pleasure to share these games with you. Thanks, you, Yvonne. You've been a wonderful partner, so I really appreciate it, all the games we have shared together.
Yes, thank you, Tutu. This is probably my first time as doing a full tournament as a commentator, so thank you for helping me with all the little points along the way, and also behind the scenes. We have to thank the Ultimate Canada staff, including Sarah Eady, who's just newly hired as a communications manager. I think she's done a great job.
And for those who wonder, I'm taller than you, Fun. It's just she's standing up on a chair right now, but she's big. She's big. So thank you very much. It was a ton of fun. So see you soon in another Ultimate Canada event. In the meantime, go outside, throw some discs. See you. My